games. After going down 2-0 in the first half, they came out fighting. They won that game 5-2. That was an impressive result. If you look at other games that happened in Europe, Arsenal winning their game against Shakhtar Donetsk, and Juventus losing at home for the first time this season. This is what we're going to be talking about here on the show today. We have games today too. We are going to preview today's game too. And I am here with the guys in the studio to talk about all these. My guys, good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning, my people. Welcome to the show today. It was a flurry of goals last night, and I'm super excited to be here.
No, so Vinny for the Ballon d'Or.
Vinny choose Oluwa. Did I call the name?
Call the name.
Vinicius Ayepoju Akachukwu Jr. Just give him the Ballon d'Or. They don't need to wait till Monday. Now 28 is too far. Just give it to him already, please. The man is good.
Okay, I'll give you.
And there's something else. People say Ancelotti does not have a tactics. I agree. No tactics, but he's winning the Champions League again.
Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are live now on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. You can go there and join us live with us in the studio. And at some point, we are going to open the phone lines too for you to join this conversation and tell us what you think about this Real Madrid, because Real Madrid they are like Manchester City of England. Somehow they just keep winning the Champions League, even when everybody is doubting them. They turn up. After that first, I thought, okay, at least this match
all hope was lost. All hope was lost.
Suddenly, we are seeing 5-2, because I was actually seeing the Arsenal game, but I was just getting a notification that Madrid kept scoring. What did they happen? But
you get mine though. Madrid get match. You go to watch Arsenal ball.
Like your business with that. Okay,
get mine.
Let's dive into this Champions League game. I'll give you the results of yesterday, and we'll talk about some of them. Early kickoffs in Monaco 5, Serena Vesda 1, Milan 1, Club Brugge 1, our very own Milan 3, Club Brugge 1, our very own guy got a red card in that game after he probably missed the tackle and he was giving his matching order, so he left the game. Arsenal 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 0.
He had a fantastic game though.
He paid me, but he had a good
Arsenal
game.
1, Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Juventus 0, Stuttgart 1. This is the first time Juventus are losing this season. Storm Graz 0, Sporting Lisbon 2, Real Madrid 5, Borussia Dortmund 2, PSG 1, PSG and PSV played a 1-1 draw. Girona 2, Slovan Bratislava 0, Aston Villa 0, Bologna, Atlanta 2, Bologna 0, Atlanta. They are going to be playing today. Okay, let's talk about the fixtures, the games that happened yesterday first before we talk about today's fixtures. Let's start with the early kickoff, because Milan winning that game 3-1. It was a good game. Before we move on to the Real Madrid game, why we are talking about this Club Brugge, because our own Onyedika got a red card in the 40th minute. He had a good game in the first 40 minutes, but he missed the tackle and he was giving his matching orders. But generally, Milan winning that game 3-1. It was expected though. Everybody expecting Milan to win, but Club Brugge actually equalized after going down to 10 men. But Milan rallied around and scored more 2 goals, and they won that game 2-1 also.
Well, Samu, he did try for Milan.
Yes.
Because I think he got on the score sheet and was taken off because of, I think, offside in the build-up play. He and Tijani has this communication. I think they are communicating telepathically. It was a good game for AC Milan, but I was living with myself that Rafael will go on to miss that tackle, and he was it was like the shining light. It was like the shining light for Brugge side, where he went on to miss that tackle, and it was a red card for him. And I felt like AC Milan could have done more. Let's forget the fact that Club Brugge had a red card. AC Milan could have done more to get more goals, because losing your first 2 games, this is the time to say, okay, let's come back to fight into it. Let's come back to see if we can fit into the top 8. Because every of the one thing we know is, no matter how we say it, is the league format. We want every of the big teams in the big leagues to play, but yet it's not going to be enough for them. But AC Milan had a good game. They had a fantastic night last night.
Okay, John, that game.
Yeah, for me, that game, I felt that Club Brugge didn't sit back and play the small club. I felt they came out and attacked. You saw that goal by Sabe to make it 1-1. They were already 1 man down, but you couldn't detect that on the pitch. They had a very solid game. For me, I think the turnaround moment for that game was when Rafael came up for Samuel Chukwueze, and we saw some phenomenal drives. We saw some phenomenal passes into the 18th, create chances for others. Definitely. And then Renders got that incredible goal. But
Okay.
Why you guys call him that your other name? Now Tijani be name. He has a Nigerian name. Tijani.
Okay, let's move over to the big one is Real Madrid 5, Borussia Dortmund 2. You know, that game after the first start, Borussia Dortmund got 2 goals in the first half. Everybody was like, everybody was surprised, like what's happened to Real Madrid. But as always, they came back fighting. Vinicius Junior, he is the actually favorite to win the Ballon d'Or this on Monday. Actually, if he scored a hat trick in that game, it was one of these goals that he ran almost from his own 18-yard box and ran and scored that goal. You know, after the game, Ancelotti said that hat trick is for next year's Ballon d'Or. It's not even this year.
It's not this year.
He said that it's for next year.
This Ballon d'Or now.
It's for next year. So, but if you look at that game, fantastic game from Real Madrid.
See, there was something I was telling John earlier today. I said, if I see a good coach, I don't say I'm a good coach. I get eye for scouting talent. If I see a good coach, I will tell you, say this man good. Some people have said this before. Ancelotti does not have a tactics. You that you know that he has a tactics. What's the tactics? Overload the flanks. I'm like, okay, fine, but he's working. And they're like, hey, he doesn't have a tactics. I'm like, if you know a good coach, you don't need to see all the tactics written on paper. There are some hidden charges that will be on that tactics, and the flaws that come around it, you will not observe the flaws because they are always winning games. They are always on top of the game. They're always winning games. So Ancelotti, for this one, you do well. You do one when nobody see. I was thinking you've done it all when you played against Bayern Munich and brought in Bayern Diaz and Joselu, but this one was off. Like even I was sitting with my friend and he was like, why they go come out this game? Mudrik, Real Madrid don't lose. And I'm like, see, it's not about Real Madrid losing. This is now where the midfield is solid. Because this man is old, he can't play the 90 minutes. He said they would have taken him off if there was a Toni Kroos and brought. I said even if they bring in Toni Kroos, who go defend for them? Because as they want to score more goals, they also want to defend their composure. You get? It's not about defending your game. Coming into the second half, scoring that goal in the 60th minute and scoring again back-to-back goals in less than, I think it was less than 2 minutes. You scored back-to-back. They were still celebrating their first goal and they got another goal. So 60th minute and 62nd minute, you're scoring 2 goals. Now you want to defend the composure. You want to defend the tempo of the game, not really the lead anymore. You want to defend the tempo of the game. And you take out a Modric and you bring in a Camavinga. Wonderful sub. Because I know that at that moment the midfield was sealed. Now everybody will believe that okay, we have a midfielder who can run the length of the pitch, defend for us, and also join in the attack that would release the pressure off Jude Bellingham of coming back and trying to defend as well. So it was Camavinga and Jude doing that work. So he had to take off that pressure from Jude, and he brought in Camavinga for Modric, and it was from there. The game just finished from there, and
John, let's talk about Vini for a while. Vini is a man that everybody, when he goes to Brazil to play, Brazilians especially are always criticizing him because he doesn't really put up that performance for the Brazilian national team. But when he puts up this white shirt for the Real Madrid for the past 3 seasons, he is the man on fire. And yesterday, I don't know what happened to him in the second half, but he picked up that baton and scored 3 wonderful goals.
Yeah, he got a beautiful hat trick. If you saw him after he scored the last goal, he started dancing as usually, and then we saw Rudiger and him cracking up some moves on the sidelines. But I think he's earned it. Vini is one player that has earned his right to be here, has earned his right to play with the Madrid team, and we saw that performance all through the game. In the first half, he was always the one that was suffering the most because you see him making efforts to create chances and then try to take some of those chances, but he was being closed out. And a very, very good match for Vini. I think another player that we haven't spoken about a lot is Vasquez in the side, because he takes somebody. They said something that Vasquez has played 364 matches for Real Madrid. 164 of those matches has been off the bench as a sub. And this man has never let it bother him. He's carried on. Even when Modric came off, he was giving the band. And, everything is just coming together. I love the game. I was livid, actually, in the first half when they considered those 2 goals in less than 4 minutes.
You suppose no verse.
But then Madrid came back and answered with 2 goals in 2 minutes. Came back again, answered with another 2 in 3 minutes. And then the 5th one, in the dying embers of the match. Fantastic win.
Fantastic win.
You suppose no verse. Say Madrid go 2 goals down. It's what they say. What a man can do, where your power reach, where your grace reach. Now the other person own the start. So in football, it's like you did this, you scored 2 goals in 4 minutes. We are scoring 2 in 2 minutes. So it's 1-1. So we tell you can do better than you, and we are going to score another 2 again in another 2 minutes to tell you that we can do it times 2. So where you think you started or where you think is your peak, that is where we are starting from. I think it's a good game for Real Madrid overall.
Well, if you look at it, I think Real Madrid are now their Champions League have started. If you look at that game, they are the defending champions. Probably they will be defending this champion. It's going to be hard for anybody to beat this Real Madrid team. But let's see what happens, because they won that game 5-2, and obviously Vini is going to win that Ballon d'Or on Monday. Nobody is actually taking it away from him. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Is Arsenal versus Shakhtar Donetsk. But if you look at that game, Arsenal winning that game 1-0. It was just an own goal that Arsenal got in that win. But the same boring game for Arsenal. I don't know what is happening, because this year they have not entered the gear 2 at all. They keep winning games sometimes. If you look at their last game, they lost it too in the weekend. But this game, they got even though 3 points is important, they got that 3 points and they won that game 1-0. It wasn't a comfortable, especially in the second half, that the Donetsk side came out to fight. That almost got an equalizer, but Arsenal held on to win that game 1-0.
When you score a goal around the 25th minute, that was when Arsenal scored around the 25th minute. So the first 25 minutes of the game, you get a goal, and the game went on from there, and nothing else happened. You ask yourself, who was supposed to be the creative force in this team? You score a goal, now there's a Martinelli on the side. You could have utilized him. This is where you
Martinelli was super utilized yesterday.
See,
I don't think he was a standout performer for me yesterday.
See, it's not about him personally. This is where you could have said all passes lead through Martinelli, because at this point you sit deep, allow them come forward a bit. You get and hit them on the break. Trossard will chase after him. Martinelli is on the run. Trossard chasing after him. Then maybe there's a Havertz who can chase after him as well. You see that this front three can get you something. But in this game, I think they were just playing the regular Arsenal, Imakwandaebu, tiki-taka football, and they kind of, though he was on top from yesterday, but the result wasn't just telling on them.
I think Trossard struggled behind Kai Havertz. He should have been played on the wings.
They played him on the wings. He struggled last weekend. And they moved him back to the behind the striker, which we have been playing for the past 4 games, which he has been excelling. Even though he missed a penalty, everybody can miss a penalty, but generally Arsenal didn't actually play well, apart from Partey that controlled that midfield. And in the second half, they moved Partey to the right wing, to the right back.
Right,
yes. In the second half, they produced Moreno and moved back, and they lost that balance in that midfield. How is the importance of Partey in that midfield? Because it's obviously Partey is very, very important for this Arsenal midfield.
You see, the same thing that I said about Kamavinga, what I'm going to say about Partey. Partey has the experience, he has the legs, he has the power to run around, he has everything in the box checked. You get, but at some point in your game, you need to dominate the midfield. You take off tired legs, you bring in fresh legs to dominate midfield. And I said it before this game. I said this is the game you need to rest Rice, because last night he was off it. He was off pace. Though he gave good numbers though, but he was off pace. He was off his game. This is not the Clarice we know. And Partey moving to right back, he opens up this gaping hole in midfield that you could actually tell that there is no person, there is no one single person on the bench that could come in and replace the midfielders. The available midfielders right now, there is nobody in the bench that could replace them.
And it showed yesterday, because if you look at the bench, the people they have on the bench, you see that there's no credible replacement. So you can't even rest Partey, you can't rest Rice. You can't rest either of these two stalwarts in the midfield. And then it's now diminishing returns when you come back to the Premier League, because they need to also start again. So I think Arsenal need to nip it in the bud. Waneri was on the bench.
That's what I want to ask again. Waneri, he didn't start. He wasn't even play at all.
I spoke about this my man Kelly.
Kelly was introduced
but
left back though.
He was introduced as left back, but when he was introduced as left back, he started playing as an inverting fullback.
Everybody from that left plays from an inverting. Calafoli was playing from an inverting.
See, Calafoli was going straight forward. It was because Thomas Partey was there. Calafoli was going forward, but in the left back position, I think they always invert from the left back. Now, yes. You could have at least inverted from the right back, since Partey was always the defensive midfielder. It would have been a better job inverting from the right back and going back to the right back position for Thomas Partey than inverting with the new ball.
I think it's going to be a whole lot of work for Partey to keep moving back midfield and back.
Then in the right back position, he was going forward. I think there's this way Arsenal move. It's like this: left back comes into the midfield, while the right back goes straight. You get left back always run diagonal, while the right backs go straight. If Partey is going to be playing right back for you, let it be like this. Let the left back go forward to cross the balls in, and let the right back invert, because I'm believing they're looking for enough support for Saka So anybody that does well in that position, whenever Saka is available, the person will come in and play well with Saka. That's just it.
I think they are missing both Saka and Odegaard, especially
No
Saka.
doubt, no doubt. Saka, Odegaard greatly missed, and then you have Jesus playing from that flank. I wouldn't have started Jesus in this life.
In the Champions League, they have been giving Jesus enough time for him to pick up from.
I wouldn't have done that, and Baba has not picked up. We didn't see nothing.
They play him as a striker, no show. Play him as a winger, no show. What do you want?
Play him as a striker, go. Let him die on that position, in that top 9 position. Bring Havertz behind him, and then play Sterling on the right. That was what I was expecting.
I wouldn't even expect Sterling to start. This game is Trossard, Martinelli, Havertz, then Jude up front. You get, like, let Trossard play from the Jude. You know, when you too love somebody, even with a ring bell on your head, Jesus,
okay,
up front. You know, if the love.
Jesus,
Havertz, Trossard, and Martinelli in this game would have made sense. You get, let him die in the box because he can always drop deep to build from the back with the other players. Then in that, there's this thing where they say when you run out of box, the opposition half, somebody is running behind you to cover your space. Then there's a gaping hole because the person who's supposed to be there, the person supposed to be there is chasing you out. Now there's a hole for somebody to run into. If the person knows how to run into that spaces, he runs into that space, he gets a ball, and that's it. But I think nobody made those runs, and nobody had the efficiency of the pass to find those runs, because I think there was one time where Martinelli made that run alongside Trossard, and nobody saw it. I think it was Moreno with the ball at that point, and he went to pass it sideways to Partey. If you had seen that run with Martinelli and Trossard, you would have given it to Martinelli because Trossard's run kind of offs. You know, he offs the defender, but Martinelli was running deep. If he had connected that pass, it would have been a goal. It would have been the second goal of the match. But nobody connected that pass, and it was just from there I felt like Arsenal lost it.
Okay, Trossard missed the penalty in the second half to give Arsenal a 2-goal lead cushion so that they can rest, but he missed the penalty, and the pressure was on Arsenal to defend that lead, which they did, and they got all 3 points, and they won that game 1-0. So kudos to them. Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sport, and I can see a whole lot of comments here. Benjamin, welcome. Malaika, welcome. Drake Media, Bowie, welcome to the show. Welcome, guys, to the show. I see a whole lot of people here. Welcome to the show. Cam, welcome to the show. Okay, let's go over to the big games, other big games that. Okay, let's talk about Aston Villa, because Aston Villa is a team. Actually, Aston Villa is topping this league, Champions League table, and it's surprising to everybody, but they are topping. Aston Villa won that game against Bologna. Now Emery has won 3 games against young boys, Bayern and Bologna. Now, without conceding a goal, they have 9 points. Emery is cooking. In fact, he's the one that is really cooking now. That cooking is very fantastic. So what do you make of this Aston Villa team? Because this Aston Villa, I think they are going to probably be challenging for the Champions League. If you look at it, even though it's the first round of the games, but they are showing promises.
Yeah, they are showing championship mentality. They are showing, the performance yesterday was top notch, even though the goals came in late, but we can forgive them for that because they are playing a credible side in Bologna. Bologna know how to hold on to the ball. They know how to squeeze the life out of you when you are coming into the half. They make themselves very big defensively, and then they try to hit you on the break. I think we saw yesterday the brilliance of one single young man there. We saw the brilliance of John McGinn. We also saw the brilliance of this young guy that's always been coming in as a sub, never starting for Aston Villa, John Durant, to get the second goal. And Aston Villa have set themselves up in such a way that they have what it takes. It depends, even if you are coming at them with a counter-attacking football, they have your charm. If you say you want to come at them with possession, gang press, they have your fix as well too. Okay. So good one for them, topping the table. Credit to them. Okay,
we are going to be joining Bowie. Bowie is our senior analyst. He's going to join us to tell us what he thinks about yesterday's Champions League games. Good morning, Bowie. Oh, okay. Good morning, Bowie. Good morning.
But we'll just put our voices on maybe 2 basic games. I think good one for Real Madrid. There's never a doubt, even though Western had doubts when they were 2 goals down. football heritage, or what you call Champions League heritage, belongs to Real Madrid. And let's not be too comfortable with shouting Vini for Ballon d'Or. Those persons that vote for Ballon d'Or, we've always known that many of them are not normal. You might be very shocked on Monday. You might be very shocked. But is he the front runner? Is absolutely the front runner to win it for that last one, even the coming season, if they still continue, what they do. So Vini was absolute yesterday. The changes yesterday to Facility were amazing, amazing. But Real Madrid need to be careful because he might not be lucky like this every single time.
They have been doing this for the past 3 seasons. They have been winning Champions League.
And
they need to be careful.
You might meet a very terrible defensively side, 2 goals ahead, you might not equalize. So they should be careful, but the fantastic game yesterday. Luka Vasquez, that goal was also superb. Let's also talk about that one. He played right back because of the injury to Carvajal. And also Real Madrid, yes, but like you said, also you blame the coach, Nuri Sahin, for making some changes. You were doing very well playing 4 at the back.
Yes.
You were leading 2-0. Suddenly you change to 5 at the back and you soak up pressure. You can't soak up pressure against Rodrigo, Vini, Modric at some point, Vasquez, Bellingham, Mbappe. It's not going to happen. You're going to concede goals, and they conceded 3 goals, 2 goals in 3 minutes, and that was it, for them. For Arsenal, basically, it's clear that they are struggling, and it looks like Arteta does not know what to do at the moment. Shockingly, you cannot tell me. I don't care whether Alves is scoring. You can't be playing Jesus on the right wing and playing Alves in the middle. But yesterday, for the first time, I saw a different kind of Jesus. He didn't do badly at all. He played very well. He defended very well too from that right flank, and he managed to get that goal, and that was it. They were flat out. The moment Partey was taken out to the right back, the midfield was porous. Partey looked like he's doing very well, but Martinelli did a very good job yesterday. He was the man of the match.
Yes, he was the man of the match,
fantastic job. And I still don't know why Havertz did not take the penalty and they gave it to Trossard. So the whole team is looking scattered at the moment, and injuries are rising. They are hoping that Calafiori will be ready for Liverpool, because if Calafiori is not ready for Liverpool, I don't see how Arsenal will be beating Liverpool on Sunday.
The Checo will play.
Exactly. So Arsenal, yes, like it or leave it, a win is a win. They are third on the table. And lastly, like you said now, Emery now looks like a coach who is in his own zone right now. A team that is not giving him too much pressure, that is delivering results that he wants to deliver. He has a group of players now who is molding into world beaters, and the guy should be looked into. The big coach all this time, but he has gone to Arsenal where there was too much pressure coming out from as a Wenger has left and all those things. But with Aston Villa now, he has a team, young boys, strong boys, and a team that has 2 very good strikers, one playing and one coming from the bench, will always deliver to you results. And this is what Arsenal lacks, that I still think Arsenal are not ready to win titles yet. Not getting a striker will not take you anywhere. I don't care what you are saying. So kudos to Aston Villa, kudos to Emery. It looks like one more win. And once you get about one more win and one more draw, 14, 15 points can put you in the top 8, the way things are going, and we'll see him in the next round. But all around, man, amazing games, and I'm so proud to be a football lover. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Bowe. Bowe is our senior analyst. He gave us that good analysis of the games yesterday. But let's start with this Aston Villa game. Also, if you look at that game, Emery is actually cooking, and he got that win, 2 goals to lead. A fantastic win.
When you say he's cooking, I say the food no go sweet or the food go but for this one, the food too sweet. You see, for Champions League, because this man has always gone to continentals. He's always won it. Sevilla, yes. Villarreal. I think the last one was Villarreal against Man United, and he's always won it. So in the continentals, is like one of the champions of the continentals. But the thing is, I have a problem when we look at his record, I will say he's not held on to the Champions League first. So I think going to do that with Aston Villa now would be like one of those things you say, okay, he was an underrated team. Nobody expected him to come and do this in the Champions League. But Emery is somebody you always want to look out for.
I think he's always sorry, go ahead.
In this game, it was quite wonderful, because when your first striker is not, like I said, every position needs somebody to fight the person who's starting. I always said it.
Once
Durant almost left Aston Villa to West Ham, but contractual issues. Now he stayed back because he knows that he was going to deliver, and he knows that he's going to fight against what's it called now? the man up front, Oli Watkins. And now he's fighting for that position. So in every match, you start Oli Watkins, you give him the 60th minutes, he comes in 30 minutes, he scores his goals, he fights for the team. It's one of those things to say you have players who would come in from the bench and fight for the team. Whether you're starting or not, let the team be the first thing in your head. And that's what is in his head now. It's not about him, it's not about his personal ego, it's about the general team. If what the team wins, I win. And that's one thing with him, and I think that's the excellent position.
I think part of the thing that's helping him is playing without pressure.
Yeah,
nobody's expecting to win anything. They're not even expecting to qualify top 4. Europe, even if you qualify for probably Europa League, it's fine for Aston Villa.
But the difference here is that he's not facing external pressure, but he's facing internal pressure
because he needs to be starting.
Because he needs to. I'm talking about Emery now, not Duran. I'm talking about Emery. There's no pressure from the club or from the fan base, but he's facing internal pressure because he knows that he's a coach that wins things in European level, and they are in the Champions League now, and he has to make the most of it. Secondly, when he came into the Champions League off winning the Europa League, there's always been the safety net of if you finish third, you go back to Europa League
and go and win it.
But now, no safety net. So he just needs to deliver and get the trophy in. And maybe we'll say after 80 years or after 70 years, he's coming back to Aston Villa.
Come on. Come on.
You never know.
Come on, no, sir.
You never know.
We
might be singing It's Coming Home at the end of the season.
Okay, let's talk about the other games that happened. PSG drawing that game against PSV 1-1. What do you make of that game? PSG has not actually been doing well without Mbappe, especially in the Champions League.
I called it yesterday when we were on the show. Somebody was pitching for PSG to win, and I said this was looking like a draw, and it played out that way. There's this narrative that PSG are stronger without Mbappe.
I don't believe that.
I seriously don't believe that.
I don't believe that
because there's no extra media pressure, there's nobody's big ego, blah blah blah. Last our market, we saw it yesterday, 1-1 draw. At the end of the day, it still boils down to those talking points we said, and Luis Enrique is still doing the same old things that gives him the same old result. Not being able to win the Champions League with Mbappe, not being able to win games now without Mbappe. And
in the Champions League, actually, they are topping their league in Ligue 1.
They've always been winning the Ligue 1. Ligue 1 is a misnomer in this conversation because that one is a given. When you have a squad that is worth 700 million and every other person around you in the league has a squad worth 70 million or 100 million, it's a misnomer. It should be a granted, but take that for example and translate it into the Champions League, and you are just my club.
Wait. This is the same. What's called PSG that went on with Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, all the big names in midfield, all the big names in defense. At some point, they brought in Sergio Ramos, and they didn't touch the Champions League.
The caveat to that scenario is that everybody in the club is wired to play around Mbappe. If you saw the games where Mbappe was injured and sidelined, you saw the connectivity between Neymar and Messi. We saw it. It was there. They were scoring goals, winning games for fun, but
it still doesn't take away the fact that these teams just come to the Champions League to challenge and they don't win it. Before the Mbappe era, there was a Ronaldo and Beckham era. Before the era, there was always with PSG, there's always an era of one person, two big name signings. You get before then it was I think it was JJ's and the rest of them, JJ coaches and the rest
it
of
was
them.
It was Ibrahimovic and Cavani.
Now Cavani.
That was their era.
Now you are moving the era to Cavani and Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Now you still go a bit forward. You still see another era again. Now it's the Kylian Mbappe era, and they still
and the Maria, Ibrahimovic, Cavani. That was the front three under them. If you go further up rather than going backwards, you have the era of Mbappe and
some other players. Then now you now have the Ronaldo, Messi. I won't call Ronaldo. Messi and what's it called? Neymar. So it's just a team that always gets big names in, but yet they don't win major trophies because major trophy is not the Ligue 1. Major trophy is not the French Cup. It's the Champions League. And the last time they went to the Champions League finals, they kind of fumbled it.
They lost to Bayern Munich. Okay, that game ended 1-1. PSG and PSV playing 1-1. Okay, let's move on to the other game. Juventus 0, Stuttgart 1. Juventus are the team that they are pride themselves for defending. Throughout this season, they have not lost a game, but today they got a red card in the 84th minute. Danilo. Then, almost the last kick of the game, Stuttgart scored that goal. Toure scored that goal for Stuttgart, and they won that game 1-0 against Juventus.
Yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been worse off because they had one goal ruled out due to VAR. They also had a penalty missed as well. So it could have been as bad as a 3-0 loss for Juventus,
I don't know
but
why Juventus they only defend. For us in this game, they are playing at home. They had 7 shots in total, 1 shot on target. Stuttgart had 22 shots against them, 10 of them on target. So they were actually playing Juventus at home, but they got a red card and they scored that goal. So I think this game they actually deserve to win this game.
You forget that Thiago played in the Champions, what's it called, in the Bundesliga. He knows how fast the Germans are, and he knows the strength of his team. He would not want to play against a team that he knows he has weakness against.
That's true.
I've looked at the Juventus side. I looked at the pace level. I've looked at everything at their side. They only have credible midfielders and good defenders. Going forward, they don't have fast midfielders. They don't have fast defenders. So why play a high line against a team that has faster players? Why play an attacking football against a team that has fast players? And I think that one of the why the goal was ruled out was because they were trying to play a fast football, play a high line of football, and they Stuttgart hit them on the break. And luckily for them, the offside trap was well set.
Granted, but then it doesn't write off the fact that you have a certain Dusan Vlahovic, you have a certain Francisco Conceição, you have credible players within your side.
That is why you play on the break.
At some point, but it wasn't working. It didn't work yesterday. Playing on the break didn't work.
The same
Playing
you now.
on the
You know,
break did not help their
I'll quote you now.
situation.
You said one man, one tree, don't make a forest. Now you only mentioned 2 players who are fast enough to compete against the Bundesliga team, and yet they are fast enough, but they are not still fast enough because you see the Stuttgart defenders. You look at the Vlahovic spacing rate and look at the last defender's rate. It's almost the same. Now you're sure that Vlahovic cannot outrun this guy. So if you hit on the break, he's definitely going to be somewhere waiting for Vlahovic to intercept or perhaps win a tackle against Vlahovic. So it was just like saying, okay, let's try and hit on the break, but let's be cautious of our defense lines.
Okay, that game ended one goal to me, like for Stuttgart winning Juventus away from goal. That's a good result for them. Okay, let's move on to today's fixtures. But before that, let me read some of our comments on our YouTube. Remember, guys, we are live every day on YouTube, Monday to Saturday at Volt FM Sports. Okay, let me read some of the comments. Bowie is saying Arsenal won and it's all that matters. He's also saying, but they are struggling without Saka and Odegaard. I think so. Malaika, welcome to the show. Malaika is saying they missed Odegaard in that game. Malaika is also saying Cross and Martinelli would have made sense in I don't know who is Cross, Malaika, but I think he will say that
Trossard.
Okay, it's Trossard. I think he wanted to say Trossard. Oh, Trossard and Martinelli would have made sense in this game. Okay, yes, but Trossard missed the penalty in that game. Benjamin, welcome to the show. Drake is saying Emery is an amazing coach. Yes, he is an amazing coach. And Athletic Obi is Thomas Partey was 10/10 last night. Real Madrid always has the flair of conceding at home and coming back to trash the opponent. Ballon d'Or for Vini. Yes, they always concede first at home and somehow they turn it around. Gilenzo is saying, I didn't see Jesus yesterday. Arsenal was just lucky, I guess. Now God go they help us. So yes, God will help us. Okay, Fancy R7, welcome to the show. Okay, Malaika, one more comment here. Malaika is also saying Juventus has not lost a game this season. Yes, this is their first loss this season. Okay, let's move on to today's fixtures because they have a whole lot of games. Massive games. I'll give you the fixtures, then we'll talk about some of them. Barcelona is going to be taking on Bayern Munich. That is the highlight of today's game. So other games is Brest and Bayer Leverkusen. Their game is early kickoff. The another game is Atlanta versus Celtic. Atlanta, that's our own Lookman, is going to play, taking on Celtic today. That game is 5:45 p.m. RB Leipzig is going to taking on Liverpool. Manchester City versus Sparta Prague. Atletico Madrid versus Real. RB Salzburg versus Dynamo Zagreb. Benfica versus Feyenoord and Young Boys versus Inter Milan. Okay, let's talk about the big one for today. Is Barcelona and Bayern Munich. It's good that game is happening 8 p.m. What do you make of that? Do you think that Hansi Flick is going back to Barcelona? He's going back to Bayern Munich after winning the treble with them before moving to coach the German team. Now he's going to be taking on his former side. Barcelona are playing at home, but they are a strong side. They have scored more goals in the La Liga, even though they have not really defended well. But they are a good side. They have starting about 4 or 5 young under-21s this year, and they have been doing well. And their star man, obviously, is Yamal and Lewandowski. Do you think they can hurt Bayern Munich?
Rafinha. Lewandowski. I don't know why you missed that name.
Rafinha, the ball this season.
Now they talk.
Forget
So
that
when you call the three people, you say they are stammer, you now call the young boy
and he's been captaining the team.
Now,
see, don't underscore Lamine.
I said the young boy with potential. He's the star man, young boy with potential. Then the senior man up front, Lewy. Then you call the Oga, the man that has played in the Premier League, delivered, played in other leagues, delivered, and now playing for Barcelona, and he's delivering. Though he's played in multiple positions, he's played up the right, off the left.
He's played everywhere.
In that front four, he's played almost everywhere. For Leeds United, was even at some point he was playing as a striker. So this man now can play everywhere. He knows how to connect the dots. And I think for Barcelona, he is the Jude Bellingham of Barcelona because he knows how to connect the front three to work properly.
No doubt.
But the problem is because of injury, they started playing on that position.
Now, see, like I said, he plays from the left. Now, Jamal comes in. Now, you can't put Jamal on the bench. Unless you want to manage his expectation. You play him alongside Jamal in the right. Or you play him or say, okay, fine, let me drop him to midfield and let him play behind the striker. Let him play behind the front three. Perhaps he can switch to the flanks anytime he wants to. And Lamar can switch to the midfield. Because Lamar can also come to the middle of and the back of the three of them and still play well. So it's a perfect combination up front in the front four. Perfect combination where everybody knows where they are playing and everybody can rotate and switch at the same time. But they are playing against a Bayern Munich side who has so many potential, but a young, and I'll say this and I'll say it only once, a young and inexperienced coach.
I disagree.
What if that inexperience has come in to hurt him in big games? Because we see that in the game against Leverkusen, the experience was not there. That is why he missed that win.
The experience that was their former coach that they sacked last season. That is the England coach.
Thomas Tuchel.
Yes, thank you.
Tuchel na another kind of person. You get?
Oh, it's not experience against another kind of person.
Players really want. Let's be honest. Players really want to play for Tuchel. You get? Players really want to play for him because his tactics was too defensive for them. And Bayern Munich is not a team that defends. You know, they like to go on an attack and playing against other teams that play an attacking football. You've seen where this man has calculated.
You know, they say at the end of the day,
you miss, some you don't. You
at the end of the day,
what you miss not plenty.
I know now becoming that. At the end of the day, if you call a company an inexperienced coach, then Xabi Alonso was an inexperienced coach who took his side last season to an invisible season. So do not underestimate or underrate.
I did not underestimate.
Look at his track record this season in the Bundesliga. Tell me if you've seen a loss. Tell me if you've seen anything short of fantastic, perfect start to the season. And then tell me, coming into this match, if he's not going to match Barcelona man for man, firepower for firepower. You say they have a Lamine Yamal. He has a Yamal Musiala. Fantastic, the best midfielder right now in his category right now.
Let's mention him.
You say they have Lewandowski, senior man. They have Harry Kane.
Harry Kane will drop the midfield. Harry Kane will say,
Do you know who is Harry Kane? Let me give you his CV.
Mm-hmm.
He's 4 goals shy of breaking Alan Shearer's record in the Premier League. That is
4 goals shy and he left.
That is what you call proficiency. That is what you call
as a striker. Allen no play as top 9. Allen they come from midfield.
That is what you call a surgeon's captain, as in scoring goal.
Allen was dropping deep into midfield.
Scoring goal. Then you have another young boy up there. You have Sane up on the field. What are you telling me?
And you call Sane young boy.
Sane pace. Olises behind them in the 4. See, this is the best game of the night. Let's not say anything. It's going to be blow for blow.
It's only going to take the experience of the coach to know when to make a sub.
Yeah, this experience.
Nah, it's because yesterday. Because last night we saw that in Don Carlo. When the other one signed him was doing an inexperienced sub. This one was in an experienced sub, taking off tired legs for someone who can replace and run. Now it's all. It was people say it was about what's it called now, to manage the expectation or perhaps manage the strength of the player. But you also know that it was a tactical sub because the instruction might differ.
Where was the experience against? Was it Las Palmas that they lost to this season in the Where was the experience?
They lost to Lille.
They Champions League.
We are not talking about Rio. We are talking about Barcelona now in the La Liga.
I think they lost to Osasuna.
Where was the experience then?
See,
I think you just
it's-
lose some games.
See, you will not win everything. See, you will not win everything. In La Liga, there are some teams, like I said, there are some teams that will come in and want to hurt you. They know what your strength. They just want to come and show you that you are not going to win 90 over 90. You have to reduce some points from you, and they've drawn some games as well. So you talk about injuries that have affected Barcelona and all of that, but you also say that Bayern Munich side, they lost their game against Aston Villa. They are looking to fight back and get a result in this one, which they will not get.
Okay, that game is happening 8 p.m. It's going to be the biggest game for today. Is Barcelona and Bayern Munich. They are going to be playing 8 p.m. today. So let's sit down and enjoy today's game. Okay, let's talk about other games. Let's talk about Manchester City versus Sparta Prague. They should be winning this game. I don't want us to dwell too much on it. But
one hand behind, one hand on the wheel.
Not trashing. You always trashing.
No. See, John will tell you it's going to be a blowout. At the end of the day, will tell you
a win is a
win is a win. now he said one hand behind.
Bishop said it today that a win is a win. So...
No, for Arsenal, nobody was living with we're going to run them riots. Because nobody expected we are going to run them riots. That's why he said a win is a win for Arsenal. Either ways. But you have said one hand behind, which means you have handicapped yourself to deal with this team.
One hand
the
behind.
The same thing you did against Newcastle.
One hand behind is without
it's handicapped now. It's handicapped.
And Rodri. So he's already handicapped.
KDB is back in training.
He's already handicapped right now.
He might feature himself in this game. They might feature KDB in this game. But you said the same thing. You said the same thing against what's it called? Newcastle. Wait happen. You said it against Inter Milan. Wait happen. You said it in the last match. Vikings to score multiple goals. Vikings even near but 18. Wait happen. You came and said a win is a win. Now against this game now, Sparta Prague has been a team that they're always present. But I'm not going to say they are here to win it because they're just here to make. Not be every PK will come school, one can carry first class, some come mark attendance, tell their family say I don't come school, I don't graduate. So Sparta Prague is just one of those people. They don't come school, they don't come Champions League. Let them
You're about to learn something today now.
Okay. Let's go on to the other game. I don't want us to dwell because everybody's expecting Manchester City to win that game. They are going to take in Sparta Prague today. Okay, let's talk about the Liverpool game. It's RB, Leipzig, and Liverpool. They are playing away.
It is Benjamin Sesko versus Liverpool, and Luis Openda. It's going to be a very, very good game to watch. For me, I see this game either going to be a draw or Leipzig coming away with a win.
What do you think? The energy of Liverpool. You just mentioned the names of people that can come and hurt Liverpool, and you forgot to mention that the coach can just come and bring one person to come and shut them down. You saw that against Chelsea where he brought in a Curtis Jones to play defensive midfield.
Come on, man.
And
Curtis Jones.
Yes, now. Now Curtis Jones, and he came in to shut what's it called down, Kopama down in the last game against Chelsea. He can do the same thing here. And you just mentioned Openda and all of that. You can say, okay, Joe, I'm not going to play a forward line. Joe Gomez, come and assist me. Be this person on this person. We see coaches sometimes at some games. We just see some coaches say, okay, we want to change our tactics a bit. We want to switch a bit. We'll sacrifice what they call a sacrificial lamb. We'll sacrifice one player to follow the star man around. Even if he's going to, Mourinho did it with Ander Herrera against what's it called, Chelsea.
I think Slot is going to just play their game. They don't even go to bother.
Slot doesn't even have time.
The thing you said now is Slot is going to play his game, but he did it in the last game against Chelsea, but people didn't notice it.
He didn't mark. I don't think
he marked Kopama.
You see, if you organize,
Chelsea weren't just servicing the ball through him.
Look at Curtis Jones' position whenever the Chelsea are on the ball.
It's normal. If somebody picks up the ball, a star player from the other opponent, one person.
When Chelsea lose ball, when Liverpool lose ball, Curtis is always going towards that direction. He's running towards that direction because he knows there's going to be a problem.
Okay, let's even start off with our prediction. So, if you look at that Barcelona and Bayern Munich, what is your prediction for that game? I'll start with you, John.
Tough one. Maybe a draw.
A draw. I'm thinking about a
Camp Nou, Spotify Camp Nou, Barca. I don't like the result, but Barcelona all the way.
I doubt, man.
Okay, City and Sparta Prague. City will win. I know John.
Correct score. No, correct score. No, correct score.
2-0.
2-0. Okay.
Or 3.
What do you think?
He said 3-0. 2-1.
Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. So I'll be reading some of the comments on our comments. Okay, Jaja Sonto, welcome to the show. I can see you, Jaja. Welcome to the show. Okay, let me read some of our comments here. And Athletic to be is Bayern has a history of trashing Barca. We might be having a replay. This Barca is a different Barca. Then Anacletus Obi is also saying Atlanta to win, Lookman to score, Liverpool to win, Bayern versus Barcelona, both teams to score, and City to win. That's a nice prediction for you. Jacqueline, welcome to the show. He say Visca Barcelona. Okay, let's move. Jaja Sonto, welcome to the show. Okay, Jaja Sonto is dropped a comment that is interesting. Say experience plays a big role in coaching. I remember telling someone that Aston Villa was going to beat Bayern Munich because of Emery's experience in Europe. Okay, and Jaja Sonto is saying Barca will beat Bayern with Flick's experience. Okay, but Jaja, welcome to the show. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. We do this every day, Monday to Saturday. We go live here and we talk football here on the show. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue with our Champions League game, because another game that is going to be interesting today is Atletico. Okay, let's talk about our boy. Our boy Boniface is going to play today. In the weekend he had this car crash, and we don't really know if he's fit to play this game, but he had an accident on the weekend, but he was on scratch. Nothing happened to him, so probably he's going to play in this game. But they are taking on Brest. Brest are another interesting guys that are playing good in this Champions League. I think they are third or fourth on the table. Now, going away, do you think that Alonso can win this game, even though that this Brest team they're a surprising team this season?
Yeah, if you check out the table, they are sitting sixth on the table, 6 points in 2 games. Fantastic start. But they are taking on the Invincibles from last season. They're taking on Leverkusen. I think Leverkusen should have more than enough fuel in the tank to knock Brest out of this game.
This is a team that nobody knows where they came from. All of a sudden, they finished third in the French Ligue 1.
But we all know where they came from. They've been in the La Liga.
See, the Brest in the French Ligue 1, they finished third from nowhere. This is a team that, when you look at the French Ligue 1, you're always looking at Marseille, Olympique, Lyons, and Lille. But this team came from nowhere and finished third. And they're in the Champions League now. You are telling me now that Bayer Leverkusen, who also finished in the top of the table in Bundesliga, are going to run them riot? I don't think so. I think it's just going to be a fair fight between both sides.
I do not see that happening.
It's going to be a fair fight between the both sides.
Okay, let's see what happens today on that. Okay, let's talk about the Atletico game. What do you think? Let's get your prediction for the Atletico game.
Atletico Madrid is going to be tough. Jonathan is going to be on the score sheet again.
Jonathan, he's been on form this season.
Yes, he's been on form, but Atletico should be winning it, and Alvarez on the score sheet.
Okay, remember, let's maybe take 1 or 2 contributions from our callers. The number to call is 0706 048 5853. Maybe take 1 or 2 calls. Call us and tell us what you think about the game between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Maybe tell us your prediction of what you think is going to happen in that game. If you look at the table in the Champions League, remember guys, the Champions League is like a league table now. It's not necessarily like a group stage. Aston Villa sits first after winning 3 in 3. That they have 9 points. Monaco is second with 7 points. Sporting Lisbon 7 points. Arsenal 7 points, and Dortmund is fifth with 7 points. Other games will be completed today, and I will give you that table again. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that. Okay, I don't think we can be taking other calls. Okay, let's move over to what is happening around the world of football, because our Nigerian ladies, they played a game yesterday. Yesterday night by 12 midnight. I think I was watching that game after the first time. I slept off. Was that game I have to sleep, because then if you look at that game, they have won 3 in 3. They have qualified for the knockout stage. But the problem we also have in this, when Nigerians women, when they go out, they qualify for the knockout stage. Once the first quarterfinal, they are out. But do you think that our under-17 girls, they can actually do well after winning their last game 1 goal to nil with Dominica Republic?
They've really done well so far, and they've always gone to the semi-finals, getting 3rd position on the 17 World Cups. The Flamingos have always done well. But looking at this game now, their last game they went in and they won, I think, 4-0 against Ecuador. Now this game they're winning 1-0. I think they should continue with this defensive mindset that we score 2 goals early in the game, we score our goals, and we defend all through. Try as much as possible that we can to get the result, because I think that's where the game starts. It starts at the first whistle, and you maintain that tempo or that style of play till the very end of the game.
Let's take this call. John, let's take this call. Let's last call before we go continue. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Okay, my name is Mr. Joseph.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ogoja, in Cross River State.
Okay. What's your
That
contribution?
game, yes, that game, Bayern Munich versus Barca. I don't think Barca are going to withstand Bayern Munich.
Okay.
Bayern Munich will win them by 2-1. But I want to really know if Arsenal will play their game today.
No, they played yesterday. They won yesterday. 1-0.
Okay.
Yes, they
I
won.
wasn't aware.
Oh no, they played yesterday. They won. All right, thank you very much. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube every day, Monday to Saturday at Vote FM Sports. When you go there, please join us. We have an interesting comment. We have amazing comments, and thank you for all that join us on the show. Let's hope that our Nigerian Super Eagles, let's hope that the Nigerian ladies will make us proud when they play in the knockout stages of the Under-17 World Cup, and let's hope that today's Champions League will give us a whole lot of goals. I'm thinking
we're talking about the Champions League. You didn't mention anything about Atlanta.
Look, man.
We are rooting for
Ballon d'Or.
We are rooting for Ballon d'Or, but we are forgetting to root for our CAF and Ballon d'Or top 5 finisher.
Forgive me. Lookman is playing today. Atlanta is playing today.
Atlanta against Celtic.
Against
that
Celtic.
guy when I want to buy from Celtic, when I come carry now, so they can have enough freedom. You know, so they can have enough freedom.
Lookman to score.
It's all around brilliance from the rest of the team. We have Kotalere, who could also play well. We just want them to get a good play, general play. We want them to get on the wins. We want them to win games, and hope that they do better in the coming matches.
Let's hope that Lookman scores today and give Atlanta the win. We need him to. I think he's going to win the CAF award. Nobody is doubting that. But on Monday, Ballon d'Or, let's hope that he moves probably higher, maybe 4th, 5th. In the standing for the Ballon d'Or. I think if he gets 5th, I think it's going to be impressive for an African player.
Yes.
Okay, this is how we're going to end in today's show. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for your contribution. We'll be coming here tomorrow to talk football. The Champions League is happening today, and let's sit down and enjoy Barcelona and Bayern Munich. My name is Godwin, and have a wonderful footballing day.
Hello Enugu and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show.
Now Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side, the delivery comes in. Oh, it's a great
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State's governor has sent us.
This is your radio.
Gospel.
And let them have dominion. The kingdom of God is within people.
I am a soldier at the party.
Odenibu.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Volt 104.3 FM.
I still got joy.